Hey folks, welcome to another day, another unboxing. I've got the OnePlus 12 here. Yeah, this is OnePlus's latest flagship. And there's no Pro or Ultra here, but it is definitely a very high-end device. So check it out, OnePlus 12. There is Hasselblad partnership, of course. There's some stuff in the back here I'm not going to show you, but as you can see here, this comes with a very generous amount of RAM and storage on this particular model. This is the emerald green version. So I'm here to unbox this with you. I'm not going to get into pricing here yet. Let's check it out, shall we? Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, thank you. Check that out. Some nice little text in here. All right, so we've got this and we've got a divider here. And then we get the phone itself. All right, let's put that aside. And there's a divider here. So that's what's inside the box here. We've got a charger. This is, I believe, a 100-watt charger. And because the phone charges 100 watts, Super VOOC. It's 80 watt in the US and North America, 110, 120 volt, and 100 watt other markets. So this charger is the USB A to C charger. Doesn't support PD, I believe. It's a bit more affordable than the ones they've shipped in the past. It's a bit of a bummer they don't support PD, honestly. But anyway, here you go. Here's the cable. You get C on one end right here. You can see it. And then on the other end here, there is the A part, right? Pretty standard fare. Nothing too unusual for OnePlus. So that's it. That's what you get in the box. Nothing too spectacular. All right, so let's have a look at what's in here, shall we? All right, we get some documentation. Let's see what's all this. So there's a little USB A to C adapter. You can use that to transfer from an older phone if your cord is a USB A cord. Cool. And you get a welcome letter. Same as always. Hi there. Never settle, Pete. Signed by Pete Lau, as always. We get a quick guide. Let's have a look at that together. Nice, not too much here, right? Ah, there we go. There's some illustrations. And finally, warranty, safety. Ah, OnePlus stickers. Awesome. And then we get membership card. I don't know what that's about. I guess this is this thing here. Oh yeah, it's the Red Cable Club card. That comes with every OnePlus phone. Nothing too spectacular, but here you go. Awesome. And a SIM removal tool, of course. So that's it for the packaging. We've got the phone to deal with now. Here we go, OnePlus. Now let me take it out of its little sleeve here. There's also an IMEI sticker for me to take care of, so let me remove that very quickly. Here we are. So, ta-da! Yes, this is the marble kitchen counter you were wanting all this time. Very interesting design. I'm not sure I'm super hot on this. I love the color. But this countertop, similar to this kitchen countertop here, is a little weird, but hey, it's still a very sexy looking phone. It also comes in black with vegan leather, so you get some options. So there you go. There's a camera bump. Lots of cameras going on here, so we're going to go through all of that. Metal frame. Let me walk you through the controls here. On the right hand side, you've got a volume rocker and power lock key, some antenna bands since this is a metal frame. On the bottom here, you have one of the two speakers, USB Type-C, primary microphone, and the SIM tray, dual nano SIM, and no micro SD. And on the right hand side here, you've got nothing but antenna band, and of course the very iconic alert slider from OnePlus. You can slide that over in 3 ways: silent, on, and vibrate. And then on top here, you have an infrared transmitter, a secondary mic, and the cavity for the second speaker, which is also the earpiece. This back panel that looks like marble is glass, and this whole piece here is one piece, right? It's made of metal and it wraps around the camera band, which is really cool. Hasselblad logo, specs on the cameras here all around, very cool. Let me fire it up and let's talk about the display. Here we go. So this is kind of a cool display. The big news here is the brightness. It can go up to 4,500 nits max, which is kind of insane. Typically it's 1,600 nits, which is pretty amazing. LTPO AMOLED, 1 billion colors, 120 Hertz, Dolby Vision, HDR10 Plus. It's 1440 by 3168 pixels, so Quad HD. And this bluishness you see here is actually just, you know, in the setup screen. This is what white looks like here. A little on the pink side with my white balance right now because I'm in a sunny kitchen, but you get the idea. It is just an animation playing in the background here. But as you can see, bezels are pretty even. Rounded corners, which is kind of going away from a lot of phones. Samsung's Ultra phones have a flat panel, and you know, the Pixel 8 Pro now has a flat display, so interesting. But nonetheless, this is, you know, 4,500 nits. Like, you just can't go wrong with this. It's pretty incredible. So now, let's talk about what's under the hood. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. In terms of storage, you get a lot of options. 256 or 512 gigs of storage and 12 or 16 gigs of RAM, which is, you know, very generous. Obviously, you expect that from OnePlus. This is LPDDR5X and UFS 4.0 in terms of storage. So yeah, nice stuff. All right, now that front-facing camera finally does 4K video. Woohoo! So check this out. It's a 32 megapixel f/2.4, and it's got 0.7 micron pixels. Not sure if it pixel bins down to 8 megapixels. It'll be interesting to find out. You can see there's a pre-applied screen protector on these phones, and you can remove it if you want. And again, 4K at 30 frames per second. Nice. It's nice to have that finally. Lots of BBK group phones just haven't had that in the past. All right. Now let's talk about those rear cameras, because there's a lot to talk about here. These cameras are very similar to the OnePlus Open, right? Almost identical, but there are some variations, and especially the main sensor. The main sensor is a bigger sensor, but it doesn't use pixel stacking. So that's actually a big difference. So you got a 50 megapixel f/1.6 main sensor, 1.12 micron pixels, dual pixel phase detect autofocus OIS, right? And this is a Sony Litia sensor. Then you have a 64 megapixel f/2.6 periscope. That's a 3x optical with OIS, phase detect autofocus 0.7 micron, and that's the same camera as in the Open. Then we have a 48 megapixel f/2.2 114 degree ultra wide, 0.8 micron pixels with phase detect autofocus that can double as a macro. So yeah, they're not messing about. And then all the Hasselblad goodness, you know, the portrait lenses, the color science, all that great stuff. So very exciting. Now, I mentioned earlier this charges at 100 watt. It has a massive 5400 milliamp hour battery. And yes, it charges up to 100 watts on 220, 240 volt and 80 watt on 110, 120 volt. And it has 50 watt wireless charging with the AirVook supported special wireless charger, but it does standard Qi up to 15 watt as well. So that's pretty exciting. And as I mentioned, there is a black version of this with a vegan leather back. So there you go, folks. That's a quick look at the OnePlus 12. Of course, there is an in-display fingerprint sensor under here for biometrics, and USB-C is 3.2, which is really nice and fast. So yeah, you're getting the whole package here. This is no compromise. Unlike the OnePlus 11 last year, which had a kind of mad telephoto and lacked wireless charging, OnePlus is going all out and competing directly with the best of the best. So I'm super excited about that. I'll let you know what I think on the podcast. Please like this video, tell your friends, click the bell below, subscribe, you know, all that good stuff, like it. And then remember to comment in the comments below. Tell me if this is going to be your phone in 2024. This is coming in North America, supported by all the carriers. You know, it's a great idea. If you don't need a folding phone, might be your choice. So I'd love to hear it. And remember, this is a supplement to my podcast, mobiletechpodcast.com, on all the major podcast apps. So please subscribe. If you want to hear my thoughts about this, you'll have to subscribe. And also help me on my Patreon, patreon.com/tankgirl. That's patreon.com/TNKGRL. There's a video version of the podcast you can get as a perk. It comes out earlier and you get to see us nerd out on video. And then if you want, there's other perks like Discord and stuff. So stay tuned for more videos soon, folks. And until then, cheers, everybody.